Hey up YouTube, welcome back to another video with the YouTuber Rams fan YT. I hope you have all had a very good weekend, not that you've been able to get very much because we are currently under lockdown, but hope you had a good one all the same. This is going to be part 2. There will be a thing in the top corner, you may have missed it, and there'll be one at the end of the video as well, about the part 1 of this video of the club in each year. So go on, click part 1. Because we're starting in 1941 and we'll end this video in 2020. So let's jump straight into it. With 1941 was Stratford Town, where they were formed as Stratford Rangers. In 1942, Friendford Football Club was established by the Friendford Sports and Social Club under the name Friendford Seniors. In 1943, Potton United was established. Gosport Borough Athletic Club were founded in 1944 in an initiative to bring back organised football, athletics, swimming and cycling to the town of Gosport after a break of several years. In their first season, 1944-45, the football section of the club won the Portsmouth and District League Division 1 under the guidance of former Southampton player Stan Cribb. The lineup at that time included Jimmy Schooler and Peter Harris, who both went on to become full internationals. In 1945, Evesham United Football Club was founded shortly after World War II by returning servicemen, replacing the town's earlier club of Evesham Town, who would reach the FA Amateur Cup final in 1923. The new club started life in the Worcester League. Eastleigh Football Club was formed on the 22nd of May 1946 by Derek Brooks and a group of friends in the Fleming Arms Public House in Swaveling in Southampton, and originally they were known as Swaveling Athletic, which was then changed just to Swaveling. The club began home matches first at Common and then at Westfield in Swaveling. In December 1947, a group of businessmen founded Taunton Football Club, which later became Taunton Town. Boreham Wood was established in 1948 as a merger between Boreham Rovers and Royal Retorners, and began playing in the Mid-Hearts League. Warrington Town was formed in 1949 by Jimmy Drinkwater. The club was initially named Stockton Heath Albion and competed in the Warrington and District League. Burton Albion were formed in 1950 and joined the Birmingham and District League. Mangotsfield United was formed in 1951 after Mangotsfield Football Club closed down in its reserve team. The new club joined the Division 7 of the Bristol and District League, going on to win the division of the first attempt and earning promotion to Division 6. A Bamber Bridge club played in the late 18th century, but the modern club was established in 1952. The new club joined the Preston and District League, progressing to the senior division at the first attempt. Westfield Football Club was established in 1953 as Westfield Boys Club and started playing in the local Woking and District Football League. Chasetown Football Club was formed in 1954 as Chase Terrace Old Scholars Youth Club and initially played in the Cannock Youth League. Loughborough Dynamo was established in 1955 by pupils from Loughborough Grammar School, taking its name from Dynamo Moscow, who had recently visited England to play Wolverhampton Wanderers, with the colours taken from the Wolverhampton Wanderers kit. Marske United was established in 1956 by the members of Marske Cricket Club. They initially played in the Cleveland League. There wasn't one in 1957, but to 1958, where Ashford Town was established as Ashford Albion and joined Division 2 of the Hounslow and District League. They finished second in their first division, earning promotion to Division 1. Alfreton Town was in 1959 following the merger of Alfreton Miners Welfare and Alfreton United, taking the name of a previous club that had played in the 1920s. A ground on North Street was provided by the council, and the new club entered the Central Alliance. In 1960, Potters Bar Town was formed by Ken Barrett, who was a PE master at Mount Grace School. At the time, was formed a football club for former scholars. The club played in the Division 1 of the Barnet and District League in their first season of 1960-61. In 1961, Burton Park Wanderers was formed as Kettering Park Wanderers. Staveley Miners Welfare was established as a Sunday League team in 1962 and initially played at Barrow Hill under the name of Nag's Head. Curzon Ashton was formed in 1963 after the merger of the two clubs, Curzon Road Methodists and Ashton, I don't know even know it's that, Amateurs Football Club, who played in the Manchester Amateur Football League. The amalgamation club's name was originally Curzon Amateurs before being changed to the name. Eastbourne Borough were formed in 1964 as Langley Football Club, naming themselves after the Langley district of Eastbourne, in which the club continues to play its home games. It all started when a group of friends had played for the Langley and Friday Street youth team, were too old to carry on playing and decided to form their own team so they continued to play football. On forming in 1964, Langley FC entered the Eastbourne and District Football League, competing in Division 2. Ascot United was founded in 1965. The club originally played home matches at Sunning Hill. Ramsbottom United was founded in 1966 by present chairman Harry Williams. They first played in the Bury Amateur League. Concord Rangers Football Club was officially formed in 1967 by Albert Lant and originated from a team of boys, including Albert's son Steve, that played friendly matches during the 1966. 1960. I don't know where the came from. On a pitch along the Canvey Island seafront, close to the Concord beach, hence the name Concord Rangers. They are therefore quite possibly the only English football team to be specifically named after a beach. The club initially joined the Fundamite Boys Football League in 1967, with Albert Lant as manager. Accrington had been without a football team following the collapse of the original Accrington Stanley in 1966. The original team had been formed in 1891 and played in the Football League from 1921 to March 1962, but had spent its final 4 seasons in the Lancashire Combination. At a meeting at Bold Street Working Men's Club the revival was initiated. East Thurrock United was founded on the 27th of April 1969 by a group of fans who felt that the area around Corringham and Stanford-le-Hope should have a senior non-league football club, following the successful Corringham Social Sunday League team. The new club played in the Southern Essex Combination for the 1969-70 season and finished 3rd in the league. Hollands and Blair was established in 1970 as H&B United, joining Division 6 of the Rochester and District League. Their first match was played on the 12th of September away to Halfway House and ended in a 4-2 defeat. The original Beckenham town was established in the late 19th century. They folded in 1969. In 1971, the club was reformed based on the Stanhope Rovers junior team and started playing in the South East London Amateur League. Corinthian Football Club was established by Ron Billing Sr. in 1972 and initially as a youth team for 8 and 9-year-olds. The club was named after the original Corinthian, an amateur club in the early 20th century. They initially played only friendly matches, although they did play over 60 games a season and attracted visits from Charlton Athletic, Norwich City and Tottenham Hotspur. Haringey Borough was established in 1973 by a merger of Edmonton and Haringey Borough, formerly Wood Green Town, and initially named Edmonton and Haringey. The new club took Edmonton's place in Division 1 of the Athenian League. South Shields Football Club was formed in the same year as the previous club had failed, after a second move to Gateshead by the previous club, and the sale of Simonside Hall, given to the club by supporters. A reformed club under Chairman Martin Ford, a director of the club who disagreed with the sale of Simonside Hall, and subsequently moved to Gateshead International Stadium, was based at the council's Jack Clark Park, which was primarily a cricket pitch, and began a 17-year crusade for a home of its own. Dunstan UTS was established as a works team by John Thompson and other HMSO employees in 1975, and were originally known as Wickham Sports. They initially played in the Newcastle City Amateur League. Stevenage Borough were formed in 1976, following the bankruptcy of Stevenage Athletic. Chairman Keith Berners and a number of like-minded volunteers were tasked with arranging a team to play Hitchin Town Youth at Broadhall Way in November 1976 as a curtain raiser for the new club. However, the Broadhall Way pitch was subsequently dug up for non-footballing purposes after Stevenage Borough Council sold the land to a local businessman, who dug a trench across the full length of the pitch to ensure no football was played. Consequently, the new club started out playing in the Chiltern Youth League on a roped-off pitch at the town's King George V playing fields, and moved up to the intermediate status, joining the Wallspan Southern Combinations shortly after. Stevenage Borough Council granted consent for the club to incorporate the name Borough in their title and to adopt the town's civic emblem as the club badge, which they still had until fairly recently. I can't remember exactly when they changed their logo. In 1977, Gateshead Football Club was formed, but the original Gateshead Club was formed in 1899 as South Shields Adelaide and became members of the Football League in 1919. In 1930, financial problems saw the club move to Gateshead, where they adopted the name of their new town. However, the club was voted out of the Football League in 1960 and folded in 1973. History repeated itself as the South Shields Club, which we just heard about, formed to replace the original one, was also moved to Gateshead, becoming Gateshead United in 1974. However, they were dissolved as well at the end of the 1976-77 season. A new club was established, taking over from United in the Northern Premier League. Sutton Common Rovers was formed in 1978 by Alan Salmon as Inrad Football Club. Stockton Town was initially formed in 1979 as Hartburn Juniors, entering a five-a-side league in Middlesbrough to give youngsters an opportunity to play organised football. Hormond Football Club was established in 1980, taking their name from Hormond Hill, which overlooks the club's ground. AFC Dunstable was established in 1981 as Old Dunstabilians. Dunstabilians? I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. Named after the club for Dunstable Grammar School. The new club played at Manshead School, which had succeeded the grammar school. They initially played in the Dunstable Alliance Football League. Elburton Villa was established in 1982 as a successor to Elburton Red Triangle Football Club. They joined the Plymouth and District League. Dover Athletic was formed in 1983 after the town's previous club, Dover, folded due to debts. The new club took Dover's place in the Southern League Southern Division, with former Dover player Alan Jones as manager, and a team consisting mainly of reserve players from the old club. Thurrock, originally being founded as Essex Sports in 1984. They have now since devolved, where they dissolved in 2018, but I couldn't find any of them this year, so that was it. Shirebrook Town was founded as Shirebrook Colliery and joined the Central Midlands League in 1985. Stocksbridge Park Steels was formed in 1986 as a result of a merger of Stocksbridge Works and the works team of the local British Steel Corporation plant, and another local club, Oxley Park Sports. The new club was immediately admitted to the Northern Counties East League Division 2, the Works club having previously played in Division 3 of the same league. Moneyfields Football Club was originally known as Portsmouth Civil Service and played in the Portsmouth Saturday League in 1987, the same year as it was formed. In 1988, AFC Fylde was formed by the amalgamation of Kirkham Town and Wesham, adopting the name of a previous club that had played in the West Lancashire League in the years immediately before World War I. The new club assumed Kirkham Town's place in Division 1 of the West Lancashire League. CB Hounslow United was formed in 1989 after Richmond Rangers were disbanded and were named after Cater Bank, a company owned by the father of the club chairman and also the club's sponsors. They initially played in the Hounslow and District League. Trafford Football Club was established in 1990 as North Trafford. They applied to join the Mid-Cheshire League and, despite being initially rejected, were admitted to Division 2 after a late withdrawal. They finished as runners-up in their first season and were promoted to Division 1. Wingate and Finchley was established in 1991 by a merger of Wingate and Finchley. Although Finchley were the higher place of the two clubs, the new club took Wingate's place in the Premier Division of the South Midlands League and played at Finchley Summers Lane Ground, which was renamed after Harry Abrahams, a long-time supporter of Wingate Football Club. In March 1992, the town of Aldershot was without a football club, after Aldershot Football Club became the first Football League team to fold during the football season, since Accrington Stanley had done so in 1962. Aldershot Town was born later the same year and began life competing in the Isthmian League Division 3. Despite Aldershot Town playing 5 divisions lower than the Football League, the attendance for their first competitive fixture was higher than the old team's last at home tie. 10 successive victories were recorded under the guidance of former player Steve Wignall, and Aldershot won the championship by an 18-point margin. Crawley Down Gatwick was established in 1993 as a merger of Crawley Down United and 2 other clubs, and were initially named Crawley Down Village. They took the place of Crawley Down United in the Premier Division of the Mid-Sixth League and finished in 3rd place in their first season. Beaconsfield Town was established as a Beaconsfield SYCOB in 1994 by a merger of Beaconsfield United of the Spartan League and Slough Youth Club Old Boys of the Chiltonian League, with the new club taking Beaconsfield United's place in the Premier Division of the Spartan League. Beaconsfield United had played in the Spartan League since 1979 and won the Senior Division in 1982-83, earning promotion to the Premier Division, while Slough Youth Club Old Boys had been members of the Chiltonian League since 1990. Just let me catch my breath. In 1995, Barton Town was formed as Barton Town Old Boys Football Club as a result of a merger between Barton Town and Barton Old Boys, with the new club taking Barton Town's place in the Lincolnshire League, finishing 4th in the league in the first season. Colne was established the football club of Colne was established in January 1996, 6 years after Colne Dynamos folded, after being refused promotion to the Football Conference. They joined Division 2 of the North West Counties League, with their first league match being a 1-0 defeat by Middlewich Athletic. They went on to finish bottom of the division in their first season. Goole Football Club was established by Mark Norman in 1997 as a replacement for Goole Town, which had folded at the end of the 1995-96 season. The new club joined the Premier Division of the Central Midlands League and went on to win the division at the first attempt, losing only 1 league match all season, earning promotion to the Supreme Division. In 1998, Havant Town and Waterlooville merged to play at Havant Town's Westley Park ground. In their first season as a merged team, Havant and Waterlooville won the Southern League Southern Division under the management of former Crystal Palace and Portsmouth defender Billy Gilbert. There was also instant success in the FA Cup. A penalty shootout defeat to Hayes was all that denied the Hawks an opportunity to visit league side Mansfield Town in the first round proper. Dorking Wanderers was formed in 1999 and initially played in the Crawley and District League. Chichester City was established in 2000 as a merger of Chichester City and Portfield and was originally named Chichester City United. Both clubs were in Division 1 of the Sussex County League, with the new club taking their place in the division, with the new club losing their first league match 5-1 at home to Saltdean United. Enfield Town Football Club was founded on the 23rd of June 2001 by the Enfield Supporters Trust, after trust members considered that the regime in charge of Enfield no longer had the interests of the club at heart and lacked sufficient will to bring about the return to the club to its home ground, having left Southbury Road in 1999. This followed the chairman of Enfield withdrawing from an outline agreement with the Supporters Trust, which would have seen the trust take over the running of a debt-free club and receiving £100,000 for money from the sale of Southbury Road, which was held in an escrow amount by Enfield Council. The balance of over £600,000 would have been paid to the chairman. The newly formed club were admitted to the Essex Senior League for the 2001-2 season, 3 divisions below the Isthmian League Premier Division, where Enfield continued to play. The club's first season saw them finish second in the league and win the League Cup, the Capital Counties Feeder Leagues Trophy, and the Middlesex Senior Charity Cup. Now, the start of the infamous trials and tribulations of AFC Wimbledon, and it starts on the 28th of May 2002. The Football Association approved a decision by a 3-person arbitration commission they had appointed to allow Wimbledon FC to relocate north to the new town of Milton Keynes in Buckinghamshire. A decision influenced, among other things, from Wimbledon chairman Charles Coppell that such a move was necessary in order to prevent a club from going bankrupt. The FA forbade any right to appeal against the decision. Although the absence of a ground in Milton Keynes meeting at Football League criteria meant the club were unable to physically move for over a year. Major organised protests at the decision continued to be held by Wimbledon's traditional local support, and a boycott of the club's home matches itself meant attendances dwindled immediately. Following the FA's announcement of their decision, a group of Wimbledon supporters, led by Chris Stewart and fellow founding members Trevor Williams, met in the Fox and Grapes pub on Wimbledon Common to plan what was to be done as part of the next part of the process. It was agreed that there was no right to appeal, and the only option was to start the club again from scratch. On the 30th of May 2002, the idea was put forward in a Wimbledon Independent Supporters Association meeting to create a new community-based club named AFC Wimbledon, and an appeal for funds was launched. On the 13th of June 2002, a new manager, a playing strip, and a badge based on that had been originally a Wimbledon Football Club, and a stadium were unveiled to fans and the media at the packed-out Wimbledon Community Centre. In order to assemble a competitive team at very short notice, AFC Wimbledon held player trials on the 29th of June 2002 on Wimbledon Common, open to any unattached player who felt he was good enough to try out for the team. The event attracted over 230 hopeful players, from whom the club squad for their inaugural season was eventually chosen. In the 2002-3 season, AFC Wimbledon competed in the Combined Counties League Premier Division under the management of former Wimbledon Football Club player Terry Eames, who was appointed on the 13th of June 2002. Their first ever game, a pre-season friendly against Sutton United on the 10th of July 2002, resulted in a 4-0 loss in front of a crowd of 4,657. At the end of their debut season, AFC Wimbledon finished third in the league and narrowly failed to win promotion to the Isthmian League First Division, despite a strong end to the season that involved winning their final 11 league fixtures. Grimsby Borough was formed in 2003, but the original one joined the Supreme Division of the Central Midlands League under the name of Grimsby Ross in 1987. They finished bottom of the division in 1988-89 and were renamed Grimsby Borough at the end of the season. After finishing bottom of the league table again the following season, the club dropped into the Lincolnshire League. In 1990-91, they were Lincolnshire League runners-up, but after finishing fourth the following season, they left the league and subsequently folded. The club was re-established in 2003 and rejoined the Lincolnshire League for the 2003-04 season, finishing as runners-up in their first season, resulting in promotion to the Premier Division of the Central Midlands League. And now flipping back to the Wimbledon story, we have in 2004 Milton Keynes Dons. The original Wimbledon intended to move to Milton Keynes immediately, but were unable to do so until a temporary home in the town meeting football club criteria could be found. The club remained at Selhurst Park in the meantime, and in June 2003 went into administration. With the move threatened and the club facing liquidation, Pete Wincurran decided to buy it. He secured funding for the administrators to keep the team operating with the goal of getting it to Milton Keynes as soon as possible. The club arranged the temporary use of the National Hockey Stadium in Milton Keynes and played its first match there in September 2003. 9 months later, Wincurman's Inter MK Group brought the club out of administration and announced changes to its name, badge, and colours. The team renamed Milton Keynes Dons Football Club. The first season for the club, Milton Keynes Dons, was 2004-05 in Football League, Football League 1, under Stuart Murdoch, who had managed Wimbledon FC since 2002. The team's first game was on the 7th of August 2004, a 1-1 home draw against Barnsley, with Islay McLeod equalising with their first competitive goal. Murdoch was sacked in November and replaced by Danny Wilson, who kept Milton Keynes Dons in the division on the final day of the season, but only because of Wrexham's 10-point deduction for going into administration. FC United Football Club was founded in 2005 by disaffected supporters of Manchester United, although there were varying reasons for their disaffection. The catalyst for FC United's formation was the 12th of May 2005 takeover of Manchester United by American businessman Malcolm Glazer. Supporters first considered forming a breakaway club in 1998 during an attempted takeover of Manchester United by Sky B. The creation of FC United in the event of a Glazer buyout was first proposed in February 2005 by Manchester United fanzine Red Issue. Public meetings for fans were held on the 19th of May 2005 at the Central Methodist Hall in Manchester's Northern Quarter, and on the 30th of May at the Apollo Theatre. Subsequently, a steering group was created to set up the new club. After the name FC United was ejected by the Football Association for being too generic, those who had pledged money to the club were asked to vote on a name. On the 14th of June 2005, it was announced that SC United of Manchester had been chosen, beating AFC Manchester 1878, Manchester Central, and Newton Heath United. And SC United were officially registered with the Manchester County Football Association on the same day. Carl Marginson was appointed as the club's manager on the 22nd of June, and the club held trials for players 4 days later. Around 900 players applied to take part in the trials, of whom 200 were chosen to take part, and 17 selected to play for FC United. Jonathan Mitten, great-nephew of Manchester United forward Charlie Mitten, was the club's first signing. FC United's inaugural members meeting was held on the 25th of July 2005 at the Methodist Central Hall. Members voted on the club's constitution, badge, and core principles, and elected the 11-member board. By the 6th of July, over 4,000 people had pledged money to SC United, and the club had over £100,000 in the bank. During SC United's formation, the owners of Lee RMI offered to merge the two clubs, but the parties decided against the idea. FC United later arranged to play their first ever game against Lee Lee RMI on the 16th of July 2005, and the match ended a 0-0. For the 2005-06 season, FC United played in the second division of the North West Counties Football League. The club played its home matches at Bury's Grigg Lane. FC United were ineligible to play in the FA Vase for their first season because the club was formed after the deadline to enter the competition. They were, however, able to play in the North West Counties League Challenge Cup. FC United's first competitive match was a 5-2 away victory against Leek County School Old Boys on the 13th of August 2005. 2,590 people attended the game. In its home debut on the 20th of August, the club defeated Padiham 3-2, with 2 goals from Rory Patterson. During their first season, FC United NWCFL attendance records. A crowd of 6,032 watched the team during their final home league match of the season against Great Harwood Town, which remains a North West Counties Football League record. Despite losing that game at 1-0, the team were promoted to Division 1. FC Romania was established in August 2006 by Ionut Vintila. I'm not very good at Romanian, so don't blame me. An immigrant from Romania, with a team name reflecting the Romanian immigrant background of most of the team. They started in Sunday League football, initially playing in the Sunday London Weekend League. They won that division at the first attempt. Solihull Moors was formed on the 10th of July 2007, and the club was formally announced as being merged, and details of the new club logo and kit for the forthcoming season were released. In one of their first games, Solihull Moors beat Birmingham City Reserves. This fixture happened annually as part of an agreement which allowed Birmingham to play their reserve games at Solihull's ground. In November 2007, the club announced a partnership with the National Division 1 Rugby Union club Pertemps. The deal was intended to see the two clubs share the Damson Park facilities, as well as the formation of a community and coaching projects for Solihull. Throughout the 2007-08 Conference North campaign, then manager Bob Faulkner kept much of the same squad that had represented Moor Green the previous season, with some summer additions from elsewhere. No Solihull Borough players were retained, and Solihull Moors' first ever league goal was an equaliser by Darren Middleton, in a game that also saw Moors score their first ever league point, a 1-1 home draw with Barrow in their first ever competitive game. Moors had to wait 2 further weeks for their first competitive win, beating Gainsborough Trinity 3-1 at home. The club finished their first ever season in 17th position in the Conference North, securing survival with a win away at Blythe Spartans in April 2008. In their first FA Cup campaign, Solihull Moors reached the 4th qualifying round before being dispatched 5-0 by Rushden and Diamonds, then of the Football Conference. In 2008, huge tax debts buried Halifax Town AFC after almost 100 years as a football club. In May 2008, to Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, in May 2008, it was revealed that Halifax owed £814,000 to Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. It was originally thought the club owed the taxman around £1,000, which might have left scope for a deal. At a meeting of the FA discussing the makeup of the football pyramid for the 2008-09 season, it was decided that FC Halifax Town would be placed in the Northern Premier League Division 1 North, the 8th tier of football, despite various appeals. The club's first game under the new name FC Halifax Town was a friendly defeat against Tamworth on the 19th of July 2008. The Shaman's first competitive match came at a 3-0 loss to Bamber Bridge Football Club. FC Halifax's first ever season was filled with inconsistency, ending outside the playoff positions in 8th place. In 2009, Bromsgrove Sporting Club was founded as a supporters consortium with a plan by a the Supporters Consortium, with plans to buy Bromsgrove Rovers and to take that club out of administration. The Supporters Trust had become dissatisfied with the ownership and chairmanship of Tom Herbert, who had taken the club into administration. The administrator identified and preferred another potential buyer of a Rovers club, who it had been suggested had links to Tom Herbert, and who subsequently failed to pay the agreed purchase money, and was later made bankrupt by the administrator. The consortium took it upon themselves to create a team to safeguard non-league football in Bromsgrove. Kings Lynn Town was established in 2010 after Kings Lynn Football Club were wound up in 2009. They were admitted to the Premier Division of the United Counties League and were runners-up in their first season in the league, also reaching the semi-finals of the FA Vase, where they lost 6-2 on aggregate to Colville Town. In 2011, the Diamonds, AFC Rushden and Diamonds was formed on the 21st of April. The original Rushden and Diamonds were formed on the 21st of April 1992, following the merger of Irthlingborough Diamonds and Rushden Town. The club's early years were marked by success. Within 4 seasons, the club had reached the Conference National, and within 9, the club were members of the Football League. However, following their promotion to Division 2, the Diamonds' fortunes took a turn for the worse. The club were relegated twice in 3 years and suffered instability off the field. 7 different managers took charge of the team between March 2004 and May 2011, while the club itself was controlled by 4 different parties during the same period. Following a period of sustained financial difficulties during the 2010-11 season, the club were expelled from the conference at the end of the campaign and entered administration that July. AFC Rushden and Diamonds was created during the summer of 2011 by Rushden and Diamonds fans as the Phoenix Club, after the original Diamonds were expelled from the Conference National, and subsequently went on to fail to secure a place in the Southern League Premier Division. After missing the FA League deadline for registering a senior side, AFC Rushden and Diamonds formed a youth team to compete in the Northants Senior Youth League for the club's inaugural 2011-12 season, with the intention of fielding a senior side for the following year. Following an open fans meeting, supporters voted to play their games for the 2011-12 season at Kiln Park in Raunds, the home of Raunds Town. Former Rushden and Diamonds head of youth development, Mark Starmer, was appointed as manager, initially taking control of the under-18 side. The under-18s were accepted into the Northants Senior Youth League for the 2011-12 season, but no senior side was registered in time for that season. The club's first match was the 3-0 loss to Raunds Town in a friendly youth match on the 6th of August 2011, attended by 350 supporters. The first ever competitive goal scored at any level for the new club was a penalty from Louis Williams in an inaugural match of the Dale Roberts Memorial Cup against Cleveland Juniors at Kiln Park on the 14th of August 2011. The Diamonds played their first competitive game on the 25th of August 2011, winning 3-0 against Daventry Town in the Northants Senior Football Youth League. The side ended the league campaign in 5th place with 30 points from their 16 games, and they won the NYSL Knockout Cup, beating AFC Kempston Rovers 4-1 in the final, held at Corby Town Steel Park. Throughout the season, the club established partnerships with other local clubs, which saw money donated to the club, to the youth development program, and the acquirement of a playing field and home ground until the end of the 2012-13 season. Ahead of the 2012-13, Mark Starmer was given the first team manager post, with ex-Rushden and Diamonds player Andy Peaks appointed as assistant. The senior first team was registered to play in the United Counties League Division 1, playing its home games at the Dog and Duck, home of Wimbledon Town. A women's team and a series of youth teams were also established. In 2012, 1874, Northwich was formed, and they were formed on the 15th of November that year at a meeting of the Lowestoft Social Club in Lowestoft, Railham, near Northwich, when members of Northwich Victoria Supporters Trust were given the opportunity to decide on creating a new football club due to growing disenfranchisement with how Northwich Victoria had been run over the many years. The vote ended with a 141-4 vote in favour of a new club. It had emerged on the day of the vote that the owner of Northwich Victoria had been declared bankrupt. This was later annulled, however, and therefore failed the FA Fit and Proper Persons test. On the 29th of November 2012, fans attended an open meeting in Northwich, where they chose the name 1874 Northwich for the club, in order to avoid legal issues over the new club's name. None of the proposed options included the words Vix or Victoria. The date 1874 was chosen because it was the year in which the original club named Northwich Victoria was founded, or at least when they played their first formal match. The original club became defunct and disbanded in 1890, when a new elected to use the same name of Northwich Victoria was founded from an amalgamation of the original club bearing the same name and Hertford and Dagenham United. Alongside the naming of the club, fans were also given the chance to vote on a motto. The phrase "Ever Glorious," which was used by the Cheshire Regiment, was chosen due to their links with the town of Northwich. One of the other options included the Latin translation Semper Gloriosa. Ever Glorious has also become established as the name of the club's matchday programme. In 2013, Coventry United was found by 4 friends after the local club Coventry City moved to Northampton's Sixfields Stadium to play. In 2014, following the winding up of Hereford United on the 19th of December, the Hereford United Supporters Trust voted to start a new Phoenix club. 3 days later, local businessman John Hale, who had earlier been chairman of Hereford United Supporters Trust, registered the name Hereford Football Club with the Herefordshire County Football Association, in conjunction with the trust and a group of local businessmen. A press release followed on the 24th of December, outlining plans to let Hereford United Supporters Trust members decide on the club's kit and crest. It also addressed the issue of the ownership structure, with the Hereford United Supporters Trust being given the opportunity to become the largest single shareholder, with individuals and corporate benefactors being barred from owning more than 49% of the club. The press release stated that the Hereford United Supporters Trust's stake would be much more than this. The club's official website went live on the 29th of December. Hale gave an interview with Trevor Owens on BBC Hereford and Worcester on the 3rd of January 2015, citing Hereford United's untenable debts as the reason for the business group's reluctance to engage with the former club. The appointment of Hale as Hereford FC's chairman was released in an FAQ on the 13th of January. An open meeting 2 days later confirmed several appointments, including Hereford United Supporters Trust chairman Chris Williams as vice chairman, Hugh Brooks as finance director, George Webb as commercial director, and Phil Aignon as governance director. The latter three, or whatever you want to say, being part of the Hale-led group of local businessmen. On the 20th and 21st of January, Hereford United Supporters Trust members voted in favour of the proposal from the Hale Group, with 96.7% voting to accept the plans. The Hereford Football Club bid had been the only approach submitted to Hereford United Supporters Trust. 2 weeks later, Herefordshire Council confirmed that the club had secured a 5-year lease for the city's Edgar Street Stadium. The club opened applications for the positions of club manager on the 27th of February, and following 42 applications, Peter Beadle was announced as a successful candidate by the board on the 17th of April 2015. Beadle, the final caretaker manager of the predecessor club, was joined by assistant manager Matt Bishop, who had served as national coach developer with the FA. The City of Liverpool Football Club was founded in 2015, but the first meeting that led to the formation of the club was proposed in October 2014 by Paul Manning, and present at their first meeting were Peter Firmage, Kevin Morland, and Nicky Alt. A number of names such as Liverpool City Football Club and Merseyside before the club was officially established in May 2015 as the City of Liverpool Football Club. The club chose to play in the colour of purple due to it being the civic colour of the city, and the fact that the city's two big Premier League clubs of Everton Football Club wear blue and Liverpool Football Club wear red, and red and blue makes purple. Due to the work commitments and other issues, Alt and Morland had left the venture by December 2014, and in February 2015, Stuart Fitzgerald joined the remaining 3 committee members. The club held an open public meeting in the September of 2015, by which time Martin Jones had left the organisation, at which the community voted to form the club as a CBS, that's a Community Benefit Society, on socialist principles, and the club then moved forward to making an application to join the North West Counties League season for the 2016-17 campaign in December 2015. Biggleswade Football Club was established in 2016 and were based on Biggleswade Town's under-18 side. They applied to join the Spartans South Midlands League for the 2016-17 season and were placed in Division 1, which they won the division of the first attempt, earning promotion for Premier Division. On the 30th of June 2017, a company, Ilkeston Town Football Club Limited, was registered at the company's house. On the 20th of July 2017, it was confirmed that Ilkeston Town was bought by Alan Hardy. The club was formed in July 2017 after a previous football club in the town, Ilkeston Football Club, folded months earlier, taking the name of 2 earlier clubs to represent the town. Ilkeston Town were admitted into the Midland Football League as a late entry for their inaugural season and were allocated a place in Division 1. In their first season, Ilkeston finished second in the league on 95 points, 15 behind runaway league champions Walsall Wood, to gain promotion to the Midland Football League Premier Division. In 2018, Jersey Bulls were formed. The Jersey Football Combination, operated by the Jersey Football Association, has been the top level of football in the island of Jersey since 1975 and operates with 13 teams in 2 leagues, Premiership and Championship. Although not basically with the FA. The league does not form part. It's with the FA, but it's not part of the English Football League system, is what I'm trying to say. With the teams unable to progress from the Jersey Football Combination or enter any cups unless invited. The league leaders from Jersey would play the league leaders from the Guernsey Prior Law. I'm not French. League in the Upton Park Trophy. In 2015, the Jersey Football Association applied to UEFA and FIFA to them to play other teams in a similar arrangement to Gibraltar. This was rejected on the basis Jersey was not an independent country. A Parishes of Jersey football team was formed and applied and accepted to Conifer to play international matches with other teams who were not able to join UEFA and FIFA. Jersey Bulls Football Club was formed on the 7th of August 2018, and in September it was announced that the club would apply to join the English Football League system via the FA. In November 2018, the FA approved the club's bid to join Division 1 of the Combined Counties League for the 2019-20 season. Of course, they've not really had a chance to get promoted yet, so I'll be interested to see how far the Jersey Bulls do develop. Right, of course, in 2019, we saw the sad kicking out of the league by Bury Football Club, but it meant a new football club of Bury AFC was formed. As Bury FC, as you are sure you are known, was crippled by mounting debts and were expelled from the EFL on the 27th of August 2019 because of inability to furnish proof of financial viability. Although the club continued to exist, fears grew that it would be liquidated. And in December 2019, a group of supporters resolved to form a Phoenix Club, which they named Bury Association Football Club, or Bury AFC. Some 300 Bury FC fans came forward to help, and they formed a company registered as Bury Football Club 2019 Limited, trading as Bury AFC. With its office in Raw Tensdale, is a fan owned on the basis of one member, one vote. The motto is by the fans, for the fans. The new club immediately applied to the North West Counties Football League, the 10th tier of the English Football League system, for membership in the 2021 season, of which they have got, and I think last time I checked they were playing because of COVID. In May 2020, Milton Keynes Robins, Unite MK, and Milton Keynes Irish Veterans merged to form Milton Keynes Irish. And there's yet been one for 2021, or there may be, but of course, seeing there's only been a month, there's not really much point in me doing that. So, thank you for watching part 2 of this. In the midweek, I will be making a history of Tottenham Hotspur, which you may be interested in if you're a Premier League fan, or if you want also, there's in the future of a new mini-series of the best January transfer, which I'm going to be doing starting with Premier League next week and then Championship week after, and then League One down to National League North and South. If you see my summer ones, you'll know how that works. So, goodbye from me now.